Hello, best anyone here. Today's video. In this video today, we are going to talk about some things with DBZ's Kakarot DLCs. In this video, we're going to talk about storylines that people would like to see for DLC's Kakarot, and basically what would actually be kind of cool, which would be nice to see for these DLCs. With us having the Bardock DLC coming in, which is the first one we have right now, people are kind of wondering, what are these next DLCs going to be, and what could we see for the future, what fans are kind of wanting, and what we could be look forward to in the future. So I'm going to read you guys a little article I found on CBR, which they have storylines of ideas of what it could be and things like that. So I'm going to read you guys these and tell me what you guys all think and go from there. Okay. So, 11 storylines fans want for DBZ's Kakarot Season 2 DLC. Since Dragon Ball's a high-definition action anime franchise, it's no surprise fans have high expectations for Dragon Ball Z's Kakarot Season 2 DLC. Kuri Toriyama signature shonen series Dragon Ball has led a rich life as an anime and manga, but it's found just as much success in video game industry. There are dozens of Dragon Ball video games. Okay, here we go. Alright. The second season of DLC content has just been announced for 2023 as well as PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions of the game. The first chapter in this new DLC will cover the events of Bardock, the father of Goku, but the remaining story content is a mystery. Dragon Ball fans have already have some opinions on what they like to see make the cut. To make the cut. I'm already excited for the Bardock DLC coming in. I think when this comes out, I think this will be a really cool thing for right now. And this could be it, guys. This could be a pretty big thing for DBZ's Kakarot right now. We don't really have an idea of what they're going to give us after Bardock at this point, but there are some pretty good expectations of what we could be getting. Yes, we could be fighting Frieza and, things like that, fighting Midoriya and things like that, but we can also get the episode of Bardock special where you fight against Chilled, which is the ancestor Frieza character. I think it'd be kind of cool if we get to fight against Gas from the Granola arc as a secret villain character, kind of like what they did with Mirror and Tao. I think that'd be kind of cool if they actually include that in the game. I think that would be kind of cool, and that would make it lengthy, of things and stuff. So we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna read you guys these next DLC stories and stuff. Dragon Ball Z's trilogy of Broly films establish a worthy villain. Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan has been one of the most popular Dragon Ball Z movie characters and received prominent video game representation. Broly has been revealed again through his newly canonical introduction in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Most fans agree that this is more a nuisance take on the character is an improvement, but an odd pushed back to reclaim Dragon Ball Z's Broly. Has also started Kakarot intentionally leaves out the non-canonical featured films, but if they were going to focus on any of them, it would make sense for it to be the Broly's trilogy. Sure. I have a film. I do think that one of the next DLCs for 5 or 6 will be the Broly and Broly trilogy and stuff. But I think before we could get but yeah I think we can get the cooler one first before we get our Broly one. But if that's what those two are, though. But for the Broly one, yes, I could see them. I mean, you have your legendary Broly movie, then you have your second coming, and then you have the Bio Broly, which a lot of people didn't really like, but they're gonna put it in there anyways. But the thing about the Bio Broly though, Goten, Trunks, Android 18, and Krillin are kind of the main characters of that movie, and those 4 characters are support characters. You can't play as them, so they're gonna have to make them the main primary characters. But that's what if they're gonna do the trilogy of these characters, they're gonna have to do some deals here. And in Second Coming, you had Gohan, Videl, Krillin, Goten, and Trunks in there too. So in a way, I think they'd have to make Videl kind of a playable character somehow. And the only reason why I say they'll have to do that is obviously they have to make her a little bit of playable character. So, but who knows though with that one yet? That's kind of a questionable one though. Okay, the next one is Cooler Frieza's brother is ready for his Kakarot debut. I think everyone's waiting for him to show up for quite some time. Dragon Ball Z movies introduce some of the very memorable villains, and Cooler Frieza's brother is a natural addition to the franchise. Cooler always seems to be on top of the cusp of working his way into the canon. There are 2 movies that focus on the genocidal enemy, which include the character's drastic meta upgrade. Cooler's incorporation into Dragon Ball's canon has never made more sense than it does now, following the reveals of Golden and Black Frieza. If Kakarot begins to turn to movies for story content, Cooler's exploits are a good place to start. I would love to see, the secret behind the Golden form and how that came to be. And same with the new Black form that Frieza just unlocked in the manga. I wonder if this is like a form Cooler already learned and taught this to Frieza behind the curtains a little bit here. I love to them do a kind of a deal about how that comes to be, or some type of deal. But I let them do the Revenge of Cooler movie, and then the Meta Cooler one where he comes back and stuff like that. I like them to kind of link those together, and maybe we can get some type of small secrecy addition there too as well with something. But who knows though? I guess we'll just wait and see. But yeah, I would definitely like to see that Cooler and Broly for sure as DLCs and stuff. And both of those are very favored for the DLCs at this point, from what I hear, and I don't see why not. Okay, number 8. The Otherworld tournament is full of fierce fighters and popular participation of PyCon. I want this character in the game. Yeah, if anybody wants to know, PyCon is probably one of my favorite characters next to the Saiyans. I'm a Saiyan freak, but I do like PyCon as a character aside of that. I think his character is really different and very mysterious, and I think he's just one of those characters that stands different compared to everybody else, I guess. But I would love for them to do another World Tournament because it's not in the game. Do kind of a participant in that, and there's supposed to be secrecy of how Goku learned the Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 forms in the other world because that's where he kind of learned those. So I'd like to know like the backlore of that and how that came to be. And that would be kind of cool if they actually do have this. And I would love for them to do a DLC with this or how they would participate with this. And this would be really a nice addition. And I would love to have them where you could play as PyCon. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool if you could play as PyCon with his moveset and everything. His Thunder Flash, the Hyper Tornado. I forgot the other moves that he has, but I know those are two of his signature moves that I'd love to see. I think there's one move that's called like Triple Shot, some ability called Triple Shot. If the DLC past 2 editions decide to turn to filler episodes, then one of the best places to start is Goku's participation in the Otherworld tournament following his death. Not only would an iconic competition easily translate into Kakarot's format, but PyCon is a popular character who fans would love to play as. I would so be down for it. Okay, number 7 is Fusion Reborn brings forward a new twist on the Goku and Vegeta combo. I would love to see Fusion Reborn come in here. And this would also be another addition for PyCon to come in here too because he was in this movie. Maybe you can play as him in the Fusion Reborn just a little bit, while you're trying to buy Goku Vegeta sometime as they go do the Gogeta fusion and stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool. Fusion is one of the Dragon Ball's franchise staples, providing an easy way for characters to gain tremendous power in a short amount of time. Dragon Ball Z's Kakarot covers Fusion when both Gotenks and Vegito attempt to take down Majin Buu. The Dragon Ball Z films Fusion Reborn received a lot of acclaim as the first appearance of Gogeta. Gogeta is the fusion dance sympathies of Goku and Vegeta who take on Janemba, a demonic tyrant. There is a lot from Fusion Reborn that would be fun to play through in Kakarot. The film even marks the return of PyCon. I think it'd be kind of cool if you can actually go to that arena, that battle area, like I think they call it Hell, or whatever that area was supposed to be. I'd love for them to actually have that. That'd be really, really cool for them to have a deal. And this would take place basically in the other world, like this location would. And hopefully they'll have an arena where you can play in the other world. So that'd be kind of cool. The next one is Super Android 13 gets a lot of mileage out of the Killer Cyber concept. Super Android 13 movie would be pretty cool too. I would be okay for it. Dragon Ball has experienced tremendous growth over the course of its run. That's allowed it to feature increasingly dangerous treats. Evil androids have become a trend throughout each Dragon Ball series. And through a concept the franchise continues to explore, Super Android 13 is a Dragon Ball Z's movie that activates 3 new mechanical menaces, Android 13, 14, and 15, who face off against Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, Vegeta, Trunks, and Goku. Super Android 13 storyline where Red Ribbon Army relatates with new androids has many parallels with the plot of Dragon Ball Super superhero, Kakarot might want to celebrate this story and connect these dots. Sorry. Um, this would actually be a pretty good storyline to explore more stuff of Dr. Giro's secrecy and stuff and what all he had, because this could set up another secrecy idea for Android 21. I don't know though, but maybe there could be some plots or Easter eggs or something there with this. I would definitely like to see them actually do this storyline. I think this would be a pretty good idea too. And eventually, at some point, when we get all these characters, maybe we can like have a deal where we can play with them. Same with the villains. I know a lot of us would like to see play as those at some point. Number 5, Lord Slug is a testament to what a nefarious Namekian can accomplish. Okay, sorry. That was Lord Slug is one of the earliest Dragon Ball Z movies, and it's honest, doesn't have the best representation, but it remains as a simply anonymously in the series. For its Namekian villain purely on the gameplay level, it'd be a lot of fun to take on a giant Namekian in combat in Kakarot, and there are few existing battles in the game that are comparable to the hero struggling against Lord Slug. Well, yeah, I mean, you did have Vegeta's gorilla deal that he did, so maybe they can translate something with that, and I think it'd be kind of cool to do a Lord Slug type deal. But the only thing is, though, he's one villain. Yeah, he does have his henchmen stuff and blah 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 blah, and some henchmen, but I don't know. So what y'all feel about this Lord Slug DLC? Like, nah, or if they do it, I'll be down for it. But I feel like that one could be. I feel like that one is like aiming for a maybe. Okay, the next one is Turles, the Tree of Might, the evil Saiyan lookalike of Goku. Okay. Many people will never forget the day Turles came to appear on television in front of audiences. Turles was a mighty Saiyan warrior who had the lookalikes of Goku, but was not really Goku. Fans have always wondered what this character would be like for a DLC and how this would work. That's kind of a short little paragraph. I would like to see a Turles DLC storyline, but I don't know how that would incorporate a Tree of Might storyline. I think I'd be down for it. I would like to have one where you can fight against Turles and stuff like that. I think it'd be really dope, for sure. I think it'd be really legit, and I will totally be down for it. Okay. Number 3, Dragon Ball Super Broly builds upon the framework of Kakarot existing DLCs. This is the Super Broly here. Dragon Ball Z's Kakarot has focused on the franchise's middle chapter, and it's left the specifics of Dragon Ball Super storyline to the other video games. Kakarot has successfully covered all of its bases in his department so it would be a huge shock if the canonical Dragon Ball Super movies were next on its DLC agenda. There are no new transformations in this movie, which means that Kakarot currently has everything it needs to recreate the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly. All that's missing is the legendary Super Saiyan himself. I have a feeling that they're going to end up adding the more super content stuff at some point, because we already have somewhat of the first 2 DLCs where you get your Red and Blue God forms that were kind of the start of that super point. And adding that would basically just be another chapter with that. But I like to see them add, stuff with like, damn it. I like to see them add stuff with like, doing the tournament, the expedition tournament deal where you fought against Universe 6 and hits and stuff. I like to see some stuff with that in Super. I do want to see the Universal Tournament arc where you fight against Jiren. I like to see the Goku Black arc and stuff get tied in there as well. So there's definitely some room. I think we could get Super DLCs and stuff. So I don't think that's not a question that we can't get that. I think it'll happen. I think it's just a waiting time at this point. But I think if we get anything DLC wise, I think we're gonna get like the movie villain ones, like the DBZ movie ones first. Number 2, the Garlic Jr. Reign of Terror is a natural fit, even if it's considered filler. I'm gonna talk about this in my own words. I think we could probably get something like this, but I feel like they could treat this one differently than the filler, but I don't know how they would do this, but going back to where you play as Gohan, as Teen Gohan, as Kid Gohan fighting against this character. But then again, he also appeared in the Danger Zone movie, unless they kind of like tie those in, but the Danger Zone movie is considered a non-canon, so I don't know how they would. I think this is kind of an interesting one. The last one, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, is the newest movie that's won over the fandom. Other Dragon Ball video games have already been quick to add in the character and events of the franchise's newest feature film, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. However, they wouldn't be able to place on the Kakarot as another way to promote the movie. The superhero narrative would need to take a few leaps in order to fill in the blanks, but the recent film benefits from somewhat self-contained structure that focuses on Gohan and Piccolo. These two characters could use more love in Kakarot and Superhero DLC release, could give them a big boost, add a lot of game to the story. I mean, Superhero is still kind of a new movie. I don't know if they'd add that in there just yet. I would see that as a maybe, but they're already starting to get stuff with that anyways, because Dokkan Battle has stuff with it right now. Dragon Ball Legends has stuff with it right now. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 has gotten stuff with it already. I mean, I guess the question is, yes, I guess they could get stuff with that at some point, but I feel like they would save that for like a later thing. But I think we'll see what happens. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, and tell me what DLC you guys think they could do, what you guys think they might be able to do. Post a comment section below, and if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as always. I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.